All right, so this is lesson 24. In this final third of this unit number 4, we're going to be talking about simultaneous equations. Simultaneous equations are actually better known as systems of equations. We do call them simultaneous equations, but most of the time we call them systems of equations. And basically what a system of equation is it's two or more equations happening at the same time. For us, we're going to only worry about two, but it could be three or four, however many equations happening at the same time. Unlike a single linear equation, so all those lines that we graphed, all those equations that had x and y, those are linear equations. They actually had infinite solutions, which is why we would graph them, because they had infinite solutions. So instead of trying to list all the solutions, we would just draw a picture. A system of linear equations only has one solution. There's only one x and y that make both equations true at the same time, which is what we're looking for. So let's look at an example here. We have Ephraim and Fernie are on a road trip. Each of them drives at a constant speed. Ephraim is a safe driver and travels 45 miles per hour for the entire trip. Fernie is not such a safe driver. He drives 70 miles per hour throughout the trip. Fernie and Ephraim left from the same location, but Ephraim left at 8 a.m. and Fernie left at 11 a.m. Assuming they take the same route, will Fernie ever catch up to Ephraim? If so, approximately when? Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to write some equations. So write a linear equation that represents Ephraim's constant speed, and it says make sure to include in your equation the extra time that Ephraim was able to travel. So Ephraim is traveling 45 miles per hour. So the number of miles that he travels, you take 45 and you multiply it by x. But he left 3 hours before Fernie. So he has a 3-hour head start. He gets to travel for 3 more hours than Fernie does. So we're going to add a plus 3 onto his, which when I expand this out, if I distribute that 45, I actually get 45x plus 135. Okay. Fernie travels 70 miles per hour, so his is just 70x, and he didn't get extra time, so he doesn't get to have this plus on the inside of the parentheses like that. Okay, so when we write this as a system, very simply, we're just going to write these two equations together. And then to show that they're a system, we just put this fancy bracket out front. That's all that means. Okay, so now we need to graph these things. Okay, the easiest way to graph these, let me shrink this down so that we can see the entire graph. The easiest way to graph these things, so let's write down what we have here. Ephraim is y equals 45x plus 135, and then Fernie is y equals 70x. Okay, so the easiest way to graph these, and it's going to be a bit of approximation, is we're going to start with the y-intercept. So the blue one Ephraim's has a y-intercept of 135, which is somewhere around in here. And then at 1 hour, he goes 45 miles further. So 135 minus 45 brings him to 180, which is going to be right about here. And then after that's going to be 225, which is going to be right about here. And once you have those estimated pretty well, then you can start drawing in the graph. Okay, so this is going to be Ephraim right here. Now, I want you to notice that I didn't graph any of the line over here. I started it at the y-intercept and then kept going. The reason for that is this is the time axis, and negative time doesn't make any sense. So I don't graph it over here on this side. They gave us a lot of this graph out of the module, but I don't think we should use it. All right, how about Fernie? So Fernie has a y-intercept of 0, and then he's increasing by 70. So his next point is going to be right about here. And then after that, he's at 140. And then we've got enough to go ahead and draw his graph. These are not going to be perfect. We're going to do the best we can with this. It's going to be something like this. All right, so this is going to be Fernie. Okay, so I've gone ahead and graphed these two things. All right, now, will Fernie ever catch up to a Frayne? If so, approximately when? Well, if you take a look here, their paths do cross right about here, right about 5 hours, somewhere between 5 and 6 hours, somewhere around in there, they actually do cross paths. And I know that because that's where their lines overlap. So the answer to this question is yes. Around 5 hours. And how far is that? Well, it turns out that that's about 350 miles. 350 miles. Or if you want to be more exact, you can use this one up here. But this is all estimations anyways. So, whoops, I spelled around wrong. So, around 5 hours and 350 miles, Fernie will catch Ephraim. Okay, so write your system like we did on the front, and then you are going to look for where you're, and then graph the system, and then look for where they intersect. That's what we're really concerned about.